Even when Will and Kate came over and I had met her for the first time, they came over for dinner. I remember I was in ripped jeans and I was barefoot. It's like I was a hugger. I've always been a hugger. I didn't realize that that is really jarring for a lot of Brits.
Because this was different, you know.
It's different because of the race.
And social media.
And social media. Oh yeah, it's a
right?
different time. Different time.
That didn't exist, and so it was like the wild, wild west. It was spread like wildfire. Plus, my being American, it translated in a different way across the pond. So you had a noise level that was very different, but if they can't see that it's different.
Kate Middleton allegedly burst into tears after Meghan Markle compared Princess Charlotte unfavourably to her best friend Jessica Mulroney's daughter during a bridesmaid fitting ahead of the royal wedding.
Kate Middleton has officially reached her limit with Meghan Markle, and this time the gloves might be coming off. For years, Kate has kept things classy, quiet, and very say less, but now it's sounding like she's ready to switch it up and come through with actual receipts, not whispers, not hints, real proof. Meanwhile, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry just released their new Netflix documentary, and let's just say it didn't land the way they probably hoped.
We've just had a really nice time getting to know them and progressively helping me feel a part of not just the institution, but also part of the family, which has been really, really special.
William was longing to meet her, and so was Catherine. So, you know, they're being our neighbours. We managed to get that in quite a few times now. And Catherine's been absolutely
wonderful.
Instead of praise, they're getting hit with major backlash. A lot of viewers are calling it out for taking shots at the royal family, and more specifically, for painting Kate in a way that people are seriously questioning. Now here's where it gets interesting. Kate is known for staying out of the drama completely. She doesn't clap back, she doesn't do public feuds. But insiders are saying this documentary pushed things too far. Apparently, this was the final straw, and Kate is now considering stepping in, speaking up, and exposing what she sees as Meghan's claims, with actual evidence to back it up. But here's what everyone really wants to know. What exactly did Meghan lie about? And more importantly, does Kate actually have the kind of receipts that could turn this whole situation on its head? Because if she does, that's not just drama, that's a full plot twist. Let's rewind for a second. Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle didn't start off on bad terms. Early reports painted a pretty calm picture. When Meghan first stepped into royal life, it seemed like she and Kate were getting along just fine. The vibe was respectful, welcoming, and very much, you're part of the family now. Meghan even backed that up publicly. In her first major interview with Harry, she made it clear that his family had been incredibly warm toward her. Both Meghan and Harry spoke positively about Kate and William, making it sound like Meghan was accepted without any issues. No tension, no side-eye, at least not in front of the cameras. And it wasn't just the interviews. Behind the scenes, sources close to Meghan were constantly sharing stories with the media about this growing bond between her and Kate. The narrative was all about a supportive sisterhood, like they were building this strong connection despite the pressure of royal life. It looked polished, almost too perfect.
When the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?
Then 2020 hit, and everything flipped. After Harry and Meghan stepped away from the royal family and moved to the US, the tone changed fast. Suddenly there were little comments, subtle digs, and stories hinting that Kate wasn't as warm as people thought. Words like cold and distant started getting thrown around, and the image of that friendly bond began to crack. But here's where things get a bit messy. Those claims about Kate never really came with solid, undeniable proof. No clear incidents, no hard evidence, just a lot of talk. And at the same time, other reports started surfacing that told a completely different story, suggesting Meghan may have had her own moments of being difficult behind the scenes. According to former BBC journalist Tom Bower, the tension between Meghan and Kate wasn't just quiet awkwardness. It was the kind of situation people whisper about after the doors close. He claims Meghan left Kate in tears ahead of Harry and Meghan's wedding, and even made comments about Princess Charlotte that raised eyebrows. The disagreement reportedly started over something that sounds minor on the surface, but clearly carried weight: whether the young bridesmaids should wear tights. Kate, thinking practically and traditionally, wanted them included. Meghan pushed back, and somehow that small detail turned into a much bigger moment. Now here's where the timing makes everything feel even more intense. This was all said to have happened just weeks after Kate had given birth to Prince Louis. So imagine dealing with recovery, exhaustion, and the pressure of royal duties, all while navigating wedding stress and reported tension behind the scenes. On top of that, Bauer mentioned there were already complaints circulating about Meghan allegedly being difficult with staff, which didn't exactly calm the situation down.
Now I'm starting to realize this is a big deal. I mean, Americans will understand this. We have medieval times, dinner and tournament. It was like that. Like I curtsied as though I was like...
But Meghan has firmly denied that version of events. In her March 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey, she told a completely different story. According to Meghan, it was actually Kate who made her cry, not the other way around. And just like that, the narrative flipped, and the public was left trying to figure out who to believe. A lot of people weren't fully sold on Meghan's version, though. Some critics pointed out that Kate Middleton has spent years building a reputation for being composed, careful, and extremely measured in public and private. The idea of her losing control like that didn't quite line up for him, which only made the situation more debated. Royal author and palace expert Katie Nicholl later weighed in, saying Kate was genuinely taken aback by Meghan sharing that story on such a massive platform. According to Nicholl, Kate felt exposed, especially since she wasn't in a position to respond or defend herself publicly. She also noted that Meghan's claims haven't been independently verified, which adds another layer of uncertainty to the whole situation. Behind the scenes, it said Kate felt hurt, disappointed, and increasingly frustrated as the story kept resurfacing. And now the mood seems to be shifting. The same Kate who stayed silent and let things pass may be reaching her limit, especially as Meghan continues to speak out. And then came the Netflix documentary. Meghan and Harry's latest project didn't exactly calm things down. In fact, it did the opposite. The documentary has been hit with heavy criticism, with many accusing the couple of taking things too far and disrespecting the royal family. So now, instead of the drama fading out, it's louder than ever, and people are watching closely to see if Kate finally decides to respond. Kate reportedly didn't just raise an eyebrow at the documentary. She had a serious problem with how certain moments were framed. Multiple sources claim she feels Meghan reshaped details to better match her own narrative, and that didn't go unnoticed. Now there's growing talk that Kate is considering a tell-all interview of her own, and not the vague, polite kind, the kind where receipts get laid out clearly. But what exactly in that documentary pushed things this far? For starters, the documentary leans hard on the idea that Meghan and Harry needed this project to finally tell their truth. It's presented almost like they've been waiting for the right moment to speak openly, and that's where a lot of viewers paused, because haven't they already had that opportunity? The Oprah interview alone reached millions and covered deeply personal claims. On top of that, Meghan's Archetypes podcast gave her another major platform where she's done plenty of talking and sharing her perspective. So for critics, this documentary didn't feel like a first reveal. It felt like a repeat, just packaged differently. Same themes, same frustrations, just with higher production and more screen time. That repetition is exactly what started to frustrate some viewers. Then there's the timing, which really didn't help the situation. The documentary dropped while many people around the world are dealing with financial pressure and uncertainty. So seeing a couple with global fame and resources talk at length about how difficult their lives have been didn't sit well with everyone. Some fans called it tone deaf, saying it felt disconnected from reality. And the biggest issue? A lot of people felt like they'd already heard these complaints before, multiple times over several years without much new information being added. But the part that reportedly hit Kate the hardest was much more personal. According to reactions and insider claims, the documentary paints Kate as cold, distant, and emotionally closed off. At the same time, it gives the impression that Kate never really faced the kind of intense scrutiny Meghan experienced, which to many doesn't tell the full story. Because if you go back to when Kate and William were dating, the media coverage was far from kind. It was relentless. She was mocked with nicknames like Weighty Katie, criticized for her appearance, and constantly judged in ways that would wear down almost anyone. It wasn't a light spotlight. It was intense and often harsh. That's why Meghan's earlier comment during the Oprah interview stood out. She suggested that their experiences weren't comparable and that she had it worse. For some viewers, that came across as dismissive of what Kate had already gone through. And now with the documentary revisiting similar themes and framing, it seems like that old tension didn't fade, it just got louder. And then the documentary added even more fuel to the conversation. Meghan shared that William and Kate were very formal behind closed doors and mentioned that Kate didn't hug her when they first met. It was meant to highlight a difference in personalities, but the internet definitely had opinions about that moment. Because here's the thing, There are plenty of public examples of Kate being warm and affectionate with people she's close to. Friends, family, even casual interactions. She's not exactly known for being distant. So some viewers pushed back hard on Meghan's version of events, suggesting that maybe it wasn't about coldness, but simply about boundaries. One comment that made the rounds summed it up pretty bluntly. Someone needs to educate Meghan about body autonomy and how nobody is required to hug you just because you are a hugger. William and Kate didn't even know you, but you're pissed they didn't want to hug it out? Girl, bye. That reaction alone shows how divided people are on this. Then there's another moment that reportedly didn't sit well with Kate and William. Meghan talking about meeting Queen Elizabeth and saying she didn't know how to curtsy. The scene was meant to come off as relatable and light, but a lot of viewers didn't buy it. People quickly pointed out that Meghan studied international relations and attended a well-known university, so the idea that she had no clue about something as basic as curtsying in royal settings raised eyebrows. Even if she wasn't completely familiar, many argued it's the kind of thing you'd probably look up ahead of time. Some viewers also took issue with Meghan suggesting that Americans in general wouldn't understand royal traditions. That didn't land well, especially considering many American public figures have met the Queen and managed those moments without confusion. For critics, that comment felt like an unnecessary generalization. And beyond all of that, reports suggest Kate and William were particularly uncomfortable with how the documentary brought up Princess Diana. The comparison between Meghan and Diana is something that has always been sensitive, and seeing it revisited in this context reportedly didn't sit right with them at all. Harry made it very clear throughout the documentary that he sees himself as his mother's son, repeating it multiple times, but the way it came across to some viewers, it almost felt like Prince William was barely part of that narrative. Then he went even further, drawing strong comparisons between Meghan and Princess Diana, highlighting similarities in their personalities and experiences. For a lot of people watching, that didn't exactly land smoothly. Some felt like it was another attempt to position Meghan as the compassionate, misunderstood figure, while indirectly making Kate seem distant or unfeeling. Whether that was the intention or not, that's how it came across to a portion of the audience, and the reactions were loud. Then there's the issue of the paparazzi narrative. Critics were quick to point out that Meghan didn't face the same level of intense, relentless harassment that Princess Diana experienced. In fact, reports claim that the documentary struggled to find enough footage of photographers aggressively pursuing Harry and Meghan. At one point, it was even noted that stock footage from unrelated events had to be used, which only added more skepticism around how the story was being presented. And now, with more of these details being questioned and picked apart, the conversation is shifting again. There's growing buzz that Kate Middleton is seriously considering stepping forward and finally sharing her side of the story, something she's avoided for years. According to a report by In Touch Weekly, Kate allegedly has a collection of receipts built up over time, ready to support her version of events. One insider claimed that this isn't just small evidence, it's a full stack that could seriously challenge Meghan's narrative. The same source suggested Kate believes the public deserves to hear what really happened behind the scenes. But not everyone in her corner is fully on board with that idea. Prince William has reportedly urged caution, encouraging Kate to think carefully before agreeing to any kind of tell-all interview. From his perspective, sticking to the royal family's long-standing approach, keep calm, stay quiet, and don't engage publicly, might be the smarter move. And if history is anything to go by, William may prefer to let the noise pass rather than add more fuel to an already very public situation. So, what do you think about all of this? Was Meghan just sharing her truth, or did some of those details feel a little off to you? And if Kate really does have receipts, should she finally speak up or stay silent like she always has? I really want to hear your take on this, so go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching all the way through. I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and join the Crownelle crew. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. There's plenty more stories just like this waiting for you right here on the channel. Catch you in the next one.